So recently there was an incident, and this incident occurred at my house, and I guess I'll just start with the end of this story, because the end of the story forces me to explain the beginning of the story.
One night, we were all supposed to hang out at Jeremy's house. It was me, Dylan, and Jeremy and our friend Noodle. Little did we know that night would change our lives forever.
And somehow, all three of us ended up in the same room, pants naked.
Pants naked.
Pants naked.
Now this is the point of the story where you're asking yourself, how did three dudes end up in one room naked from the waist down? And I'm here to tell you that it's a lot less weird than you think it is. It's a lot less weird than you think it is. Okay, let me explain.
My side of the story actually began earlier that day. Jeremy had given me a call. He wanted to hang out with me and Dylan. Jeremy being one of my best friends, Dylan being a guy I don't really like so much.
So for me, the day started when Jeremy contacted me through an email that he sent to me. And he said he wanted to hang out later that afternoon, but I'd already made prior plans with my family to have lunch at La Paria, Mexican restaurant. So that was good. I was really looking forward to hanging out with him after lunch, him and Noodle, really good guys. Jeremy is one of my best friends. I met him in elementary school, known him pretty much my whole life, really cool guy. Noodle is one spectacular guy though. I'm talking upper echelon, top tier, just kind of a once in a lifetime friend that you want to know for the rest of your life. I mean, a really, really good guy.
I mean, I just really don't like the guy. There's like normal people you don't like.
And then there's Noodle. Like I said before, really cool guy, amazing. One of the best people I've ever met. I mean, if I had a fantasy draft for friends, Noodle would be my #1 overall pick, without a doubt.
I actually wasn't even home at my house at the time when I called them, but I left the door unlocked and just told them, you know, if they got there before me, that they could come in and make themselves feel at home.
So I finished my lunch. I had a carne asada burrito at La Paria, meat burrito. I get home, and Jeremy lives right around the corner, so I just walked over there. He said he was going to leave the door unlocked for me, which it was, so I went in his house.
Jeremy sent me the message to hang out, but I kind of ignored it because I was really caught up in... I had never played Pictionary before, and no one was at my house, so I figured it was probably the best time for me to try it with myself.
I'm not like a big muscular guy. I mean, I know that. I'm small. That's fine. But I've had a bit of a summer hobby, I guess. I saw Michael Phelps on that Olympics, and he's a pretty big guy, chiseled. And so I was like, dude, I mean, I could look like that. Well, not really. I mean, I'm not training for years for the Olympics or anything. But, I mean, that's where I was before we hung out.
And after Pictionary, I taught myself a little bit of piano. But then I decided it was time for me to probably head over to Jeremy's. So I got in my car, I drive over there, and he had told me earlier that he was going to leave the door unlocked. But the door was locked.
Yeah, I locked the door after I came in the house. I mean, who doesn't? It's kind of a habit for most people who have a sense of security.
The front door was locked, like I was told it was not going to be. So I went around back, but the side gate was locked. The fence wasn't too high though, and I used to do track and field.
The pool was a little warm today, and normally I like it a little colder because, you know, when you work out you get hot, and today I couldn't tell the difference between the water and my sweat, so I kind of felt like I was radioactive, man.
So I get inside and nobody's home. So I go to Jeremy's room, turn on his 360, and play some Madden.
Back in the day, I used to do hurdles, and I'm not gonna lie, I used to be really good at that. And long jump, triple jump, shot put, discus, 100-meter dash, 200-meter dash. So, I mean, this was not looking like a problem. This fence, this was rookie stuff.
I actually don't know much about the character Radioactive Man. I do know for a fact that he glows, because that's what radioactive people do, and so I was just relating to the glowing.
I'm in the middle of a really good, intense Madden game, and I feel a little rumbling in my stomach, and you know that meat burrito, carne asada if you're Mexican, it looked like it was finally catching up to me, and I kind of had to fart. So I just thought it was something tiny, and I let it go.
I jumped off the ground, and it was literally like springs were on my feet, okay? I'm in the air, And I swear it was the most graceful thing ever. Think of the most graceful thing you've ever seen. That was me.
Enough about Radioactive Man. Not even a good name. I got out, pruny as ever, drying off my Tangerine Speedo, and didn't even bother to throw in my pants because my Speedo was too wet. Got in the car, heading back.
Letting that little fart go was a big mistake. I mean, I experienced a little fiesta de sorpresa in mis pantalones cortos. Surprise party in my shorts. So, I mean, they stained my boxers, stained my shorts, stained my pride, and may have stained Jeremy's bed. I need to get these things off quick.
As I was flying through the air, and I mean literally flying through the air, Superman status flying through the air, I swear to you, the fence literally grew. There must have been groundhogs or something, literally grew, and one of the little spikes of the fence decided to catch me right at the cuff of my shorts. Now earlier that day, I decided to put on some camo shorts, but I thought to fit the theme, I would go commando. You know, keep it military.
As I was driving home, the only thing on my mind was the fact that I had a fresh batch of warm undies in the dryer waiting for me. Now you cannot tell me that there's nothing better than piping hot, toasty underpants. Needless to say, I drove a little faster.
My shorts are ripped clear from my body, and like I said, I was going commando, so there was no extra, layer to protect me. So I was naked from the waist down. Anyways, all I saw was the back door, and I know I had to get in there and cover myself.
So I pull in my garage, accompanied by my wet Speedo, and directly into my door, to my left, is my dryer. So I'm getting really excited about the hotness, so I whip off my Speedo and walk in the door.
So I drop trowel, jolt down the hall to the bathroom to clean myself.
So I run to the back door, literally just socks and shirt. Where are my shoes? And I open the door and I run inside.
And I round the corner, warm undies in hand, and stop. Dead in my tracks.
The first thing I see while going down the hall is Noodle, shirt and socks only. Where are his shoes? I look to my right and I see Jeremy, completely naked from the waist down, with undies not on him, but in his hand.
Where were Noodle's shoes? And Dylan had a poopy butt crack.
I was just looking at Dylan. And oh my God.
Noodle wasn't trying to hide the fact that he was staring at me.
I mean, I understand. Like, Dylan's, it's really...
It was like, have you seen the Loch Ness Monster?
And all three of us were in that room. Pants naked.
Pants naked.
Pants naked.
Now, when you hear all the stories like that, it's not so weird, is it? Is it?
I once killed a man.
And Dylan